Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be going over the Olight Warrior Mini, which is the tan light in the center here. I have a bunch of other lights sitting next to it for comparison. We have the i1R2 EOS mini light. We have the i3T AAA light. We have the Warrior Mini, which is 18650 light. Next to it we have the Olight Nova H2R, which is also an 18650 headlamp. And then we have the Olight Open 2. The Warrior Mini comes with a lanyard, which I've attached to my i3T, and a charging cable, like this, which attaches to the rear via a magnetic lock system. Let's get these out of the way and go over the light itself. So, as stated before, this uses an 18650 battery. It's a 3500 milliamp hour battery. It's a Olight proprietary battery, so if you're going to run other batteries in here, you might not have the discharge current to run the turbo mode and or the proper circuitry to charge it from the rear, meaning you'll have to charge it via some other method. So keep that in mind if you do plan on buying extra batteries for this light. Let's start out with moonlight mode. We're going to hold down the front button here. It's going to be 1 lumen for 45 days. Next mode is going to be 15 lumens for 150 hours. Next up after that is medium, which is 120 lumens for 18 hours. And then we have a high mode, which I'm going to turn that away from the camera because it's getting pretty bright there. 500 lumens for 218 minutes, and then it steps down to 170 lumens for 50 minutes. The next mode after that, we'll do it real quick. It should blot out everything on the camera there. That's turbo mode. And turbo mode is going to be 1,500 lumens for 4 minutes. And then it's going to step down to 500 lumens for 205 minutes, and then after that 170 lumens for 55 minutes. So it's got smart circuitry in the head here, which controls the step down on the emitter so you don't burn your light too much. They don't list what type of emitter is inside of here. This is a TIR housing in here, so it does give a nice diffused throw. Mine's a slight bit off center, but that's okay. But it works pretty well. You have the primary button up here, which you can lock out by holding it for 2 seconds. You should see a moonlight mode flash once, and then if you push the button, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little red LED that pops up there. So basically, when you turn on the light too, we'll turn it back on. You hold it for 2 seconds to get out of lock mode, so it should be on. You'll see a green light pop up when it's in low mode here. So you can see that green light. That tells you the battery status. So obviously green is good to go, red's starting to get low, and I think blinking's about to die, if I remember correctly on the manual. Let's turn that off and go over the back switch here. This is a stainless steel butt cap, which is magnetic by itself, meaning you can attach it to metal objects and put it onto a metal piece like a hood of your car if you're working on your engine or whatever. We have 3 points that are coming up from the bezel here, meaning you can tail stand this guy here like that. Okay, and then we have the small charger that came with the unit, and it attaches to the back just like that, and it's a metal attachment, so got a pretty good strong connection there. So that's how that works with this system. Now, when you half press it, you can program this to do one of 2 things. I think a half press in one of the modes will get you medium mode immediately, and then full press will get you turbo mode. Full press to turn off. I believe if you hold down the front button and the rear button, you can change that setting to when you half press, you'll get turbo mode on momentarily, and then if you full press, you get the strobe function. So we'll go over the strobe function. You can access the strobe clicking 3 times on the main switch here. 1, 2, 3. We'll turn that off instead of blinding people with that. Or you can access it through the rear panel here. So you have an option to customize your light, I believe. The light itself comes apart at the head here. I'll take this apart real quick. And you can see the 18650 battery and the internal housing here of the emitter. So I'll take this battery out. You can see on the side here, it's been, I think it's greased a little bit but you can see the O-ring there. It's IPX8 waterproofed, and this is the battery. It's a 3500 milliamp hour battery, 3.6 hour. I haven't peeled back the actual wrap on here to see what kind of cell this is if you're really into your batteries. I just leave it on right now, but you could probably find that information online, or I could try to find it later on. But this is saying high discharge current of 10 amps on here. So you're going to need a 18650 battery to discharge 10 amps to run with this light properly. Let's go ahead and put this back on. And as you notice, it comes with a pocket clip on the side here. It only mounts in the front though, unfortunately. So if you wanted to deep carry it with the lens facing down, protecting the lens, you're going to have to find out another way how to bore out this knurling up here to fit this clip into. It's a little bit recessed here in the aluminum body, so it fits nice and neatly. It does have a reverse clip on the side here, which is kind of nice. I don't mind the clip. I don't mind it being in front personally. It's not a bad idea. I'd personally carry this as a locked out light, so if I accidentally don't burn up my pocket or something with turbo light hidden in the rear here. We're gonna go ahead and get some beam shots with the Warrior Mini in a little bit here. All right, we're back. We're shooting at 50 frames per second, aperture 3.5, ISO 320 on a Panasonic GH2. Let's start with the Warrior Mini. We're in moonlight mode, so this is moonlight mode here. Pretty good for up close work, up close tasks and reading. Let's go to low 1. We have a chair there in the distance about 7 feet away. Let's go to medium. You can start seeing the ground now and the small bush on the right. Let's go to high. I get more definition out here. You can see part of the house further out. It's about 20 feet out on the right. And let's go to turbo. So you can see most of the ground in front of us. Out there you can kind of see that tree there with the white cameras on it. That's about 30 feet away. And the edge of the window section is 30 feet away over there too. That is the Warrior Mini on turbo. Let's take it off, back to medium. Let's do the strobe test. Okay. And we're off. Now let's compare that to the Olight H2R Nova headlamp. We're not going to do moonlight mode with the headlamp. We're just going to skip to L1. This is L1. The honeycomb reflector, different from the TIR reflector on the Warrior Mini. This is medium. And this is high. And then we're going to do turbo. So as you can see, it's not a throwing type of headlamp. It's a very dispersed beam compared to the Olight Mini, Warrior Mini. We're going to try a different setting with the ISO at a higher ISO rate. All right, we're back. We're shooting at 2500 ISO instead of 320 right now for the dark shots. Frames per second is 50, aperture 3.5 on a Panasonic GH2, and a temperature rating of 5500 Kelvin. Olight Warrior Mini. Start with moonlight mode. Let's go to L1. So you can see the difference the ISO makes for a camera outside. Let's go to medium. Now it's starting to light up and become more defined. You can see part of the house out farther. And then let's go to high. So now you can see that tree out there in the throw. You can see the beam, it's pretty good. It's got a hot spot, but it's not a tight hot spot, it's soft. And it's got some spill. And let's go to turbo. And that's what turbo looks like on 2500 ISO. Let's bump it back down to low. Okay, let's do the Olight Nova H2R headlamp just for comparison. This is the Cool Light model. We're going to skip moonlight mode. This is L1 or low 1. This is medium. This is high. And finally, turbo. Overall, I think the Olight Warrior Mini is a pretty good light. It's pretty solid on its performance of throwing, distance, and illumination. The one thing I think I would change about this light is the magnetic tail cap. I think you could keep the stainless steel part of it instead of a magnet in the charger to attach to the base. Wouldn't be as secure, but it would still get the job done. I personally don't like having magnets in my lights as they interfere with compass systems that I carry on me. But that's just a personal preference of mine. Another thing I think that we could probably improve, or could be improved with the light, is the placement of the pocket clip. Me personally, I don't mind it, but having another option on the other side of the light to place this on would be beneficial. Couldn't hurt, I think. Other than that, the craftsmanship, the materials, and the amount of options you get for this light is pretty decent. It goes for $79 now. I got it for $61 in a bundle with the i3T, as you saw earlier, for about $61. So keep an eye out for this light when it goes on sale. I do recommend it for a good EDC pocket thrower light. Thanks for watching.